It's Vorpals?
Vorpals, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys should be on stream then now.
Alright.
What's up? What's up?
Hello.
The race of the century!
The race of the century. Alright, so...
Right.
Oh, so, hello everyone. Welcome for this amazing Super Meat Boy race. Dark ending between Wormhand and Vorpal. Two of the top runners of this category. You're in for a ride, that's for sure. That's all I can tell you.
We forcibly stole Super
Hold on a
Metroid's time
second
slot for a
here.
reason.
Can I get Vorpal to turn up the Discord audio at all? If you already have Discord maxed, can you turn up the individual volume of the people?
Hang on, give me a second here.
I sound okay. The others sound kind of quiet.
I'm not really sure to do that.
If you right-click on a person's name.
Okay, so... everyone's at max in Discord.
Shaddix, can you try talking again?
Hello? Is it okay like this?
Okay. I mean, I can hear you now. My concern is when we start playing, if the audio is going to overwrite that.
Can I lower the game volume a bit? Let me check.
Now, I understand, too, this is maybe an abbreviated version of the story, but I heard that something happened in warm-ups. Something right before we went live. Was Vorpal destroying you before we went live? I heard you uninstalled the game.
Yeah, I did uninstall the game. I was gonna delete my save to like get ready, but then
Destroyed.
But instead I just like, you know, I went to the delete local content selection and then I got rid of the game. So I had to reinstall it. It was great.
Nice. I just like the abbreviated version of the story without the context, where we just hear uninstalled right before the race.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Discord.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but
Discord audio should be a little bit
the run
better.
goes well, and you won't have to uninstall after.
yeah, I hope that the game will stay installed throughout this race.
Oh look, I accidentally uninstalled the game. I can't race anymore, guys. I'm sorry.
I think we're good to go. Tonic, do you want to read a donation quick before we start? I don't know, like, once the music starts, I don't know how much we're gonna.
Yeah, they were telling me that they'll give me a heads up if we got a minute. But just quickly, we got one donation from Matchesteer for $5.02. It says hathigh.gif poppin' for best anime. So we put that money towards Magical Poppin'. We also put a previous donation for your request towards that. So we are at $75.04 for Magical Poppin' best anime. Losing only to I Ate Your Pie. So make it happen, everybody. Also, before we get started for this run, check out Final Fantasy VII incentive names. We'll plug it about a little bit into the run, but we'll let these guys get started.
Alright. So, should I give a countdown now?
Yep, go ahead. Good luck, guys.
Alright. So, good luck to you guys. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck,
Alright.
Good luck, man.
Here they go. We can already hear the mashing of spacebar from one hand. This is already intense.
Yeah.
Edge of my seat. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, this is the darkening category. So this is not any person. They won't go for the light dark fetus ending, as we would say. Instead, they are gonna try to beat 85 dark ending levels in order to unlock the dark fetus boss. And after beating that boss, you basically unlock the true ending. That's what we call the dark ending. So that's why they after beating the light levels in Forest here, they're gonna immediately switch to the dark version of Forest and beat a few levels in there. So in any percent, you would see here, for example, Wormham keeps going. You would normally see him skip that level he's on right now, but here he's doing that level because it's faster, mainly because the dark version of that level is also faster than any other later on in the game. So yeah, they have to route which levels they're gonna clear in order to unlock that dark fetus level I was talking about. So here you see that they switch to dark levels, and they're gonna go back to the beginning of Forest and do the dark levels. So about the runners, we have Vorpal with PB of 34:47, which is currently the best known time, and Wormham, who is less than a minute behind with a 35:51. Definitely two of the best current runners in this category. So we definitely have a very good matchup right here. And as you also know, there in Super Meat Boy there is the Rupture bus Larry. So here you can see that Wormham is slightly ahead, but you know it never means anything. The later levels, or Larry can always decide who will be the winner. So yeah. So you can already see that the dark levels, or even in Forest, which is the first world, for our runners it's not really too much of a problem, but you see that difficulty ramps up quite a lot. These levels are quite different from the light versions. Also, just so you understand what I mean by light version of the level means that it's the normal version of the level you play, and the dark version is like the harder version of it. Alright, so both of them soon entering the first bus of the Forest of the game, sorry, and it's a little slugger, but it's not much going on. It's just an auto-scroller. They're gonna get to the end of the level and wait for him to come, and it's gonna explode and finish it. Alright, so far so good. We are now gonna enter Hospital, the second world, and here we are gonna see quite a bit of a different route than any percent once again. They're gonna skip 2 levels in the light world because the dark versions of them are quite long to do, but we're not there yet, and I will tell you when it is. So Vorpal just entering now Hospital. Also, quite important to point out is that these two players are using a trick that is probably not visible, but they do what we call sprint jumps, which is basically wall jumping with a different like you don't really do the wall jump the intended way, and you instead initiate your wall jump with the jump button, but you really sprint and immediately hold sprint after in order to get faster wall jumps, and it usually just saves a few frames when you do vertical climbing. so it's gonna be very useful for those. And also, Wormham plays this game with keyboard, and Vorpal plays with a controller. Obviously, the two don't make any difference in the speedrun, it's just a preference. Yeah. Okay, so you saw, I was kinda late on that one. You saw Wormham doing what we call the auto jump, post buffer glitch, however you want to call it. He was basically holding jump, pressing pause, releasing jump, and then unpause, and that will let Meat Boy jump at every frame, and it makes vertical climbing or climbing through that one block wide gap in that level much faster than not using that glitch in question. And they're gonna use that glitch quite often. Alright, so Vorpal now entering the dark levels of Hospital. And as I mentioned, so yeah, they skipped the levels 14 and 15 in Hospital, mainly because the dark versions are much longer. Okay, so here you're gonna see Wormham going on the left side of this level. There is basically a tiny little gap where you can fit in and basically finish the level much quicker than doing the whole platforming section. And it's quite tricky to do with Meat Boy, and he was able to get it quite quickly, which is nice. So here you saw Wormham using the auto jump to make sure he gets the jump on that one tile block. This game is quite well known to be a bit what's the word? Janky with program.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a good
disagree,
way to
man.
describe it.
Like, you can get some dropped inputs quite easily, and using auto jump to make sure you will get a jump on a one tile block can makes things a bit easier. So, yeah. And here you see Vorpal doing it. Did it? Yeah, I couldn't come up with a different word. Alright. Alright, Wormham coming very close to the end of dark levels for Hospital. And it's done. Alright. So Wormham is now entering Shed. This is the name of the boss. And he will try to get what we call the chat skip, where he will try to get that second key as fast as possible in order to make the auto-scroller not stop in the middle of the level, which he was able to get, and saves him about 5 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds. Not exactly sure about the amount, but yeah. And yeah, so he's now done with Shed and now entering Factory, the third world. So here you see another instance of using the auto jump in that previous level, which makes it a bit easier and faster as well. Vorpal gets jet skip, easy every time.
Until you mess it up, in which case it's impossible.
Alright, see, we'll see. No, he wasn't able to get it, but
No,
yeah,
no gap skip this time.
Yeah, Warham was trying to get what we call the gap skip. Gap is the name of the level, and if you are able to be very low on that, what's the name of these?
Elevators, I guess we call them.
Yeah, elevators.
I mean, that's what I call them, conveyors.
Yeah, conveyor belts. That's the word I was trying to find. Yeah, if you're able to get that very low on that conveyor belt, you can basically get to the end of the level without using the second conveyor belt, which makes you helps you save quite a few seconds. We'll see if Vorpal gets it. So it's this level. Vorpal is on and seems good. Initiates the auto jump to make sure he gets the jump, and he gets it. Well done. So Wormhan skipping a level in Factory once again because it's long and he's trying to make sure to choose the faster levels to clear. Alright, Warham is trying. We'll try to get this skip hopefully. It doesn't get it.
No dice.
So he's on 318, and this level is quite. It's notoriously hard for its skip. You can basically skip all these locks that are unlocking if you are able to get through that one tile gap. But it's very tight and precise. It's fine.
There's always a backup. That's the saving grace of this game. If you mess up a strat a couple of times, you can always fall back on something else most of the time.
We see if Vorpal gets it.
Got it.
Nice. I can't really see it yet, but yeah, you got it. You didn't lie, nice. Okay.
I would have been impressed if I did.
So we see Wormham cruising through these levels without no problem.
A little bit of problems on this level. Just a few, a handful, it's fine.
Yeah, you can see how this level gets a lot more complicated with a billion conveyor belts instead of regular ground. This game is evil. Ooh, it's a long death here for Vorpal. 3-2. Yeah, you see here, Wormham was struggling a little bit by trying to get very low on that conveyor belt. Doing that basically allows him to skip the second key that unlocks the last block. So you see that the main gimmick in Salt Factory are like these giant piles of salt. Touching salt basically kills you, and these rocket launchers. Nice, gets the 311 skip first try. Easy every time. Now Vorpal will get it first try, I'm sure. So I was talking about janky programming about this game. These moving platforms are quite janky sometimes. If you try to sometimes wall jump off of them, you can sometimes get inputs eaten. Oh,
Yeah, that was.
and yeah, it's a rough death for one hand hero. Yeah, like these moving platforms are quite weird. You can die when you stand off them and jump for like no reason. Ooh, another. It's a rough death for Vorpal here. So you see how this level also gets a lot more complicated. In the normal version, there wasn't that missile launcher, but in the dark version, there is one. Alright, so Wormham is now done with the dark levels. He's now entering Brony. You're supposed to raise him, but there is a skip that allows you to skip the whole race, and you go around the level, like from the right side of it, and you basically skip the whole thing and save 15 seconds, and yeah. So the thing is, there is exactly a one tile block space you can access from the right side of the level, and if you're able to do a sprint jump that I mentioned earlier, you can basically skip around it, and yeah, you save a good 15 seconds. Wormham going for hex skip, and he gets it. Well done.
Is that easy every time, Shadows? I don't know. I'm gonna go with a no on that.
Yeah, no. Hex skip is definitely a hard one. So yeah, Wormham is now in hell. Hell holds his name. It's like his name. The name of the world is quite accurate. It's a hard one. The dark levels are true hell, and yeah. Vorpal entering hell.
Even Light Hell has a lot of hard strats though.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you're going for the most optimal stuff, like these
like
levels don't lend themselves to.
When you speedrun this game, the levels aren't that difficult anymore. But if you try to go for all these frame savers skips, most of them become to be very hard. So Wormham is probably gonna get this Big Brother skip. Yes, he gets it. So that level is called Big Brother, and he was able to get a very precise wall jump and then make it between the platform and the laser, which allows him to skip extra platforming. Ooh, it's a death for Vorpal here. So Wormham here is skipping 18, which is a very long level. Both light and dark versions are very long. And onto the dark levels. from that moving platform. So in this level, Wormham is on. The main difficulty is that there's lava coming from the bottom, and you have to hurry up if you don't want to die, but it's still very slow for our speedrunners. Going through these lava ball. Oh, that's a precise one. So here, Warham is doing what we call the stretch jump. Depending on how you finish the previous level or how you die, like the state of Meat Boy will be different when he spawns in the next level. And with that in mind, if you do an auto jump with the correct position that I mentioned for the spawn, you can sometimes get an early wall jump even though you're like in the air, and that basically allows him to get a very fast cycle on that level. You will see Vorpal hopefully get it. I will try to mention it once you get there. Ooh, doesn't get the... So here Wormham was trying to get the skip he was able to get in the light version of that level. That skip that is called Big Brother skip, but he wasn't able to get it, which is totally understandable. It's a very precise one. Right, Will Wormham. Yes, he gets it! Yes!
Yeah,
So,
I can't believe that happened, but okay.
So Wormham went for a very big time saver here in 416. It was that level with a red background, where he was able to make it to squeeze through these spikes. It's very precise and it saves quite a lot of time. So, well done for that.
Thanks.
And Tonic, if you have some donations, you can read them. This is a good time for them.
Okay, no new donations, but let's go over the Final Fantasy stuff quickly. So Final Fantasy VII is our next game and our last game. So we've got in the lead for Cloud, McNuggy, $66. We've got Tifa, Bone Mom with $30. We've got Barrett, who is Kree with $50. We've got Ares, Do the Thing, $2,000. We've got Red 13, Oh My Dog, $105. And we've got a tie for Sid between Boom Shaka and Jackifer for $10. So if you want to see your character names in Final Fantasy VII, you'll have some time during the run, but make it happen. All right, guys.
I just want to point out too very quickly, the two characters we're going to cut right at the start of the run, Cloud and Barrett. So the other characters, you have time during the run, but Cloud and Barrett will get cut off immediately before we start.
Alright, so while Tonic was reading all these donation incentives, Vorpal was able to get that big time saver in that level with the red background that I mentioned earlier as well, so well done for that as well. So, yeah, Wormham is now in Rapture, which is very well known to be the choke city, and it's a very difficult world, especially for the dark levels.
It's living up to its nickname right now.
So you can see the main gimmick of Rapture is the repulsors. Is that the word? Repulsors?
The repulsors, yeah.
Yeah, so those things basically push you if you're close to them, and it's sometimes very hard to like it's hard to get those down to understand how they work and stuff like that, and they can sometimes be against you in during your speedruns. So yeah. So Warhammer has just about 3 levels of a lead, but that doesn't mean anything. There is still a bunch of difficult levels, and our loved boss, Larry.
Everybody's favorite boss.
Yeah. Oh, and there's something very important I didn't mention. In order to unlock the dark level of a level, you have to get what we call an A+, in the light version of it. And an A+ is basically like a goal time you have to get to achieve in a level. You see that in the top left corner of the screen there is a timer, and you have to beat the level in a certain time in order to get the A+. And if you get the A+, you can then you're able to enter the dark level. Right. So here we see Warham going for a very precise auto jump threat and gets the early cycle. Here he's going for a leap of faith, free, easy every time. He's gonna skip a whole key section in that level by going around and making a wide wall jump. Free as well, okay. So here Warham is skipping another huge level by going through these 2 weapon stores. Also free as well. And he's about to get done with light rupture. So Vorpal going through these free skips I was talking about.
Rapture is free. What can I say?
Alright, so Warham is now in the dark levels. And right off the bat, he's gonna attempt to get the 5-1x escape. And he gets it. He was able to make a very tight wall jump and make it through between the saw and the platform and reach Bandage Girl. And you see Warham skipping level 3, which I respect because this is a very difficult level. And I don't know if Vorpal will go for it. I guess we will find out.
This one.
Vorpal going for a 5-1x skip. He gets it first try.
Thank you for reminding me though, I would have just played through it.
No problem. So yeah, he skips it. It's definitely one of the harder levels in the Dark Rupture. So you see Warham here tricking these insane, crazy meat boys by doing a very specific pattern of wall jumps and stuff like that.
Oops.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on, chat.
I was actually confused. I was like, wait.
Yeah, that's not
the
supposed to
key.
happen.
Yeah. Scared me there a little bit. So Warham gets the early cycle on the dark version of this level. Very, very nice. your Vorpal gets the crazy mid-boy level wall jump pattern I was talking about. Vorpal doesn't forget the key.
Could I get a rough time check right now? I'm just curious.
31:10.
31 time. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Oh yeah. So
Describe
Warham
this
is
Shadax.
Warham is trying to skip like the early platforming of this level by trying to make like, I don't know how to really describe it, but yeah, you have to make a very precise fall, and you can skip the first part of the platforming of that level. You see this level is quite rough with a bunch of missile launcher and moving saws. And here, this is like Toho. Look at this, bunch of bullets everywhere.
It's like those Toho games you play, Shadax.
Toho owns. Right. So here we see Wormham entering Larry. So Larry is three-part worm. I can't describe it.
yeah, he's like a three-headed worm.
Yeah, three worms, and they basically either jump or stay inside the ground. And you want them to jump, and basically jump into the source. And Wormham was able to get a decent Larry, I gotta say.
Yeah,
we'll see how.
Like a 5 or 6 second.
Yeah, we'll see how Vorpal's Larry go. Wormham, entering the end chapter here. Since he was able to clear 85 dark levels in the previous chapters, he doesn't need to clear any dark levels in the end chapters, so that's good. Because
You gotta be kidding me, man.
oh, Vorpal got perfect Larry. That's amazing.
Oh, no.
So
This run does
Breathing
not
down my
deserve
neck,
that.
man. Jeez.
So this is not all over yet. He's basically one level behind Wormham, like 1.5 levels behind Wormham right now. And so yeah, as I was saying, the dark levels of the end chapter are very long, so you really want to avoid doing them. So that's why they have a very particular route throughout the 5 first chapter in terms of dark levels. So it's choke can still happen from any of them. It's still very
Don't go
close.
saying that now, Shadax. Come on, man.
Alright, so here Wormham gets a key skip in Omega, and
Runs into
he's
a
now
saw.
entering.
Runs into a saw.
No.
He enters.
You wish, man.
He enters Light Fetus. So I was talking about Light Fetus and Dark Fetus at the beginning of the run. So Fetus is the main boss, like the final boss, sorry, of the game. But when you beat the light version of Fetus, if you are able to get the 85 dark levels, you unlock the dark version of it, and you get to see the true ending, or the dark ending, as we call it. Hi. All right. So, yeah, I didn't talk about that. So the Fetus level is supposed to be an auto-scroller where you are between two large wall of snow, and if you're able to make some kind of precise wall jump, it's not that precise, but still, You can skip them and basically get straight to that button Vorpal is standing on. And when you stand on a button, your hitbox basically like collides with it, and it's not really working properly. And you will see the saw going through Midboy, and he doesn't die. That's it. After that, there is the escape section, and yeah, after that, they will enter the Dark Fetus and do the same thing. Once again, go through the Dark Fetus autoscroller, and then the escape. So yeah, I don't want to put pressure on them, but Warham is getting there.
No
So,
pressure, man.
No pressure. So time is coming up for Wormhand. You see that these levels are way harder than they were in the light versions. Alright, Dark Escape for Wormhand. Let's see how it goes. Gets the first auto jump trick easy, and gets the cycle.
And time.
Congrats.
Thanks.
37-34.
Cool. Awesome.
Good time. And Vorpal here is also about to finish in about 20 seconds. So you see him doing an auto jump right off the bat in order to catch the early cycle. It's a very precise one, and you can easily die to the moving saw.
And time.
Right. GG.
GG, man.
Good race, Vorpal.
Definitely.
38-08.
48. Right. Yeah, that was definitely a close race.
Yeah, it was definitely tightening over the course. Like, by the end, I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vorpal pulled a
Right
big
on.
comeback. Okay, stream, everybody hang tight. We're going to set up for the final game, Final Fantasy VII. And Supreme is going to be running that. So stay with us here.